Following breaking news out of our state capitol, a first look at what California's congressional maps could look like. KCRA3 obtained leaked draft maps earlier today showing what the state's new U.S. House districts could look like as state leaders push to try to send more Democrats to Congress.
Now, this is all in response to Texas, where Republicans there are trying to send at least 5 more members of that party to the U.S. House of Representatives.
KCRA3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala was the first to obtain these leaked draft maps. She's here with how this could impact you and your vote. Ashley?
Lisa and Curtis, let's first give you a look at what you see behind me, what California's congressional districts look like right now. This is the result of the 2024 election. The red seats you see are held by Republicans. Democrats are represented in blue. Now, Democrats in California want to change the way this map looks in this fight over which party controls the U.S. House of Representatives halfway through President Donald Trump's term, which voters will decide in 2026. Because of what Texas is doing, California wants to counter it by redrawing these lines to take away 5 of the Republican seats you see represented here and replace them with Democrats. So here's what it looks like up against the draft map that we know has now, just within the last couple of minutes, we've learned the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee has submitted to the legislature with some significant changes in our area that I'll get to in a second. Here's a full look at the draft map. And before we get into this map, we should note these are just draft maps that sources have sent us throughout this afternoon. It is not the final map. It's not even necessarily what lawmakers are going to present when they vote later this week, or next week, I should say. So let's start with Northern California. Republican Doug LaMalfa's District 1 no longer stretches to the northern border and instead stretches near the coast. This was a region of California that mostly represented the North State, which is really Republican represented. Now a Democrat in District 2 would represent a large swath of those voters, while LaMalfa sees some more Democrats from the coast put into his district. For District 3, which you can see sort of there in the bottom corner for Republican Representative Kevin Kiley, his district sees a geographic chop, no longer stretching along the eastern border, and instead it leaks into Sacramento County. A source close to Sacramento County's District 6 representative, currently Ami Bera, tells us that Representative Bera is taking a look at the maps and is considering a run for this new District 3 because he wants to keep representing the Sacramento region. This means this creates essentially a new Democratic seat in our region. Okay, so who represents that big chunk of the eastern border ends up being Republican Representative Tom McClintock in District 5. Again, that eastern border stretch was Kevin Kiley in District 3, now Tom McClintock. For those, or under this plan, I should say, and for those really competitive seats, like Democratic Representatives Josh Harder in District 9 and Adam Gray in District 13, this redraw tries to make those safe Democratic seats. Now, California's legislative leaders today were expected to release the maps. We see these maps from California's congressional delegation, but we have not gotten a timetable from the legislature on what exactly the maps look like that they will officially try to put out to the public. So we'll see.
They've been talking about this for some time.
Right.
It's a lot to wrap your head around. You're looking at these lines. You're trying to figure out the big story is several of these districts now go very strong Democratic. But what is the holdup with coming up with the maps at this point?
Yeah, I was told basically throughout the day, talking to sources, that Democrats are arguing at this point. We're talking about state Democrats who represent, state Democrats who represent California in Congress, and then those who are at our state capitol. You know, Democrats in the state legislature were prepared to support this plan, get it moving forward in the name of democracy. But once they saw the lines and the maps officially last night in caucus, I'm told there were a lot of questions. Lawmakers wanted more data, and apparently there is some arguing happening at this hour.
And there's not a lot of time. This has to be a quick turnaround, regardless if this is going to be a special election.
Yeah, we've seen the schedule, and basically hearings on a map will begin on Tuesday, and the final vote on all of this will be Thursday. We should note California voters would have the final say on these maps in a special election November 4th if, again, Democrats get their way at the state capitol.
So when they declared that they were going to have the special election, the maps must be drawn at that point. That's the deadline to actually have the maps drawn.
So the deadline to have the maps drawn essentially is as soon as possible. Before there's a 72-hour rule before lawmakers start considering legislation. They need to start Tuesday. And so, I mean, within a matter of days. But again, I mean, if we don't have, I mean, the public will only have a few days to comment and really submit any opinion before these maps go on the ballot.
Yeah, this is really quick time in terms of political terms. Do we know yet how much that special election would cost, or do we not know that yet?
Not yet. We know that Governor Gavin Newsom's recall election, the last special election in California in 2021, was $200 million. But I've heard we've heard from elections officials, county elections officials, that this is expected to be a lot more expensive than that, just given the rising cost of everything since 2021.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everything's gone up since then. All right, Ashley, thank you so much.